Hi, good evening. I'm your host, Don Armando, and this is Open Topics, the martial arts edition. So, right now, I'm actually live on YouTube and on Twitch. So, apparently, my laptop had technical difficulties. So, I'm just doing it via my own cell phone right now. Yeah, so shout out to Scully Tom. In other non-martial arts news, the website that, well, since I live in Philly anyway, everybody wants to eat Houston, but then they have some stiff competition. Me personally, I just hope they just don't destroy the city because everybody has to work and everybody has to live, have to make a decent pay in order to survive under this era or error, depending on how people classify it. Can't really be on politics when people are pawns. Some people will not understand that, but you can't go and agree to disagree nowadays. You have to either have to be with the agenda or not with the agenda. That's the way that I see it. So one thing that I would like to do, because I'm gonna have special equipment soon, I would like to interview a person who's actually an expert in Gatka or Kamari Payatu, because at the end of the day, they say that Kamari Payatu is the mother, is technically the mother of all modern day martial arts, because that's what Bodhi Dharma actually practiced and what is developed into what we know now as Shaolin Kung Fu. So we in the West, we could interpret what we do know about Shaolin Kung Fu, but then this is from what we read. Because me personally, to actually know and gain the knowledge of Shaolin Kung Fu, you will have to go to China and seek it out for yourselves. And from this last stream, to all my listeners who might be from Asia or not, happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Snake. So I actually went to one of those celebrations in Philadelphia. I actually put that content on my channel, so anybody's welcome to check it out. And to me, even though it was cold that day, that's this past Sunday, it was actually good. So I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of good things coming around. So I'm just going to keep on the positive and shed the negative. All right. So my thing is that I want to try to do more interviews this year. Shout out to anybody who's actually looking on. So I might do live streams about the martial arts. I might just do certain uploads about dog martial arts as well. I mean, I guess I'll talk to certain martial artists about that. So just stay tuned and see. Yep, this is me right here. All right, so I'm back. All right, let's see what else. I would like to give a shout out to my dojo life, and because not only he's actually trying to tell people on what to do right with the martial arts, he's also exposing these predators also that set their sights on young children. So one thing is that with my dojo life, he actually exposes a lot of martial arts practices that could actually harm people. But that's just my view on it. And I've been a fan of my dojo life for at least 2 or 3 years. I actually went up and I told one of the guy that runs it that he's always welcome to my channel. I mean, this channel right here is to actually tell people about what to do in the martial arts and what not to do in the martial arts. Because, as you know, throughout centuries, the martial arts is actually taught for people so they could defend themselves, and 9 times out of 10 for warfare, historically, of course. So we here at the martial arts edition. I don't know where Senpai Pete is at, but I know that he might be coming soon. He might not. He might be busy. But we here at the martial arts edition of Open Topics. We're not gonna go and tell you that we know everything about the martial arts because I'm gonna be honest. I just only read about martial arts via books and such. But maybe throughout my lifetime, I would love to see about being a master on one of these systems. How you doing, Pete?
Oosh.
Us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right, well, I heard you were saying something about the difference between a martial arts master and someone that just started looking at a movie or whatever.
Right.
It's a big difference, you know.
Yeah. So, how's everything? How's your weekend, Pete?
I've had a very rough day today.
Um.
But I'm gonna be all right.
Okay.
I'll be all right. Gotta keep pushing forward regardless.
I mean, depending on certain things, I might not go to New York on maybe Saturday or Sunday because the new equipment is gonna come in on Friday.
Copy. You're gonna
Yeah.
probably be busy set up.
I mean, I think it's gonna be real easy to set up. The only thing is, there was like, okay, now that since have this new equipment. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Saturday or Sunday we could hang out with Maestro Santana, and I'm going to try to see if I could reach out to Sombra also. So it looks like that this year is looking up. See?
Yeah, man. The guy that wants me to help him with his dojo, his master just sent him a patch to the school. And it has his name on it. It has his name on the bottom of it. And I'm like, wow, that's not even the physical one, right? He's like, nah, that's just a digital patch, but it's coming. But that's what's up.
All right, so how's that going? Yeah, that's what I meant to ask you about the school and everything. Because when that school cemented, I will always promote that. I will always promote that school within this channel also.
Well, one thing I know for sure, it's gonna be in Bronxdale. It's Jiu-Jitsu 75, which is one of the strongest foundations that Master V left as a curriculum.
Right.
There's other versions of V Jiu-Jitsu, but 75 is the strongest and or the best as far as they say. With the piece Professor V, he would have said the same.
Right.
Yeah, man. Professor V studied martial arts his whole life. Talking about 60, 70 years of martial arts training. He didn't just learn a thing. Yeah, he learned a lot of stuff. Amongst what he learned, he also had some Marine Corps training with him. Army training. There were people from different places that, gave him a dose of different types of training. So he was able to take the bread and butter of all the systems he practiced and make a system that is literally from the streets.
Yeah. You know what? You want to know a joke that a meme that I saw about Chuck Norris that had me laugh?
Yeah.
And one thing I'm going to say, we out here we do not promote spousal violence. I'm just saying this as a warning. You know what I'm saying? We do not condone domestic abuse within the family. I'm just saying that as a pretext of the joke. So they were saying that if Chuck Norris was the presenter at the Grammys Award and he made a joke towards Will Smith's wife, Will Smith will know better to try to go and slap Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he would
smack Jada instead.
Nah, he would have slapped himself.
Yeah.
Like, go tell him something. I will.
Yeah.
What's up, Chuck? Himself.
What?
There's so many Chuck Norris jokes, it's not even funny. The only thing the boogeyman is for Chuck Norris.
I know, right?
Why does the sun go down? Because Chuck Norris is going up.
I know, right?
Chuck Norris doesn't run on land; he swims in it like a land shark.
Right.
When Chuck Norris does push-ups, he's not actually pushing up; he's pushing the earth down.
Yep.
Yo, I know a bunch of them, at least 100 of them.
Wow. And at 80-something years old, he's still doing it because it was like his son went up and recorded a video. He just lifting weights. He's like, yeah, he was just lifting it up. I was like, wow.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I could say I was a fan of Walker, Texas Ranger.
There you go.
Yeah, but then, like in the later years and such, when he was about to go get married to that prosecutor, and he brought like those two new guys, I guess as I guess to try to continue a spinoff or something. I mean, that was good and everything, but after a while, they started doing like in the ending of Walker Texas Ranger. They started doing like maybe I don't know what the director thing was, right? Because they went up and they showed a kick once, right? But then they actually went back towards the kick again. I don't know. I don't know if that was if they were trying to make it if they were trying to compete with Hong Kong with that. I don't know.
That's
But
wild.
nah, for real though. Like for example, when they showed Chuck Norris, right? They kick a they show him kicking a dude once, right? But then it's like they went up and they showed it like he's kicking the dude down again, but it's just the same move.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Respond to the message. Give me 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah, man. When I was walking into the show, we were talking about that there's a difference between a martial arts enthusiast and a martial arts expert.
Yes.
And there's a big difference. Most enthusiasts don't know how to block.
Right.
I'm saying so. This person that's saying that they're a red belt self-taught but can't block a straight punch to the throat, it's like, how are you a black belt?
Like for example, one thing which is certain, right? There was a guy that he was going around, I guess, with a false narrative saying that he knew the martial arts or whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
So the guy, he was just saying that he will challenge anybody who knows the martial arts and such. But the thing is, though, he was actually respectful about it. So even though certain people were saying that he did, he was like he didn't know. But I guess he wanted to do it whatever. So I guess he did meet up with the martial arts expert. He got his ass handed to him, but it was not like okay. You had some other people that are trying to make it bigger to what it was, and they had to tell him like you can't really go follow that narrative because that's a disgrace to the real martial arts and such. And
Correct.
it was actually a nice episode of Mac Dojo, buddy.
It's true.
Yeah. Nah, but there's another guy that he's actually based out of China, and he's an MMA fighter. Tag, I forgot his name, but he's a bald-headed guy. I talked to him once, and he actually has like his theories about the martial arts, etc. Like what like his opinions is because he trains out of a gym in Shanghai. So when they had like a martial arts conference, I think it was in 2023 and 2024, they had the guy who is actually another guy who's bald, that he's actually, I guess, an expert in American fighting systems. Well, not so much the martial arts; it's just straight boxing and street tactics.
American.
Then you had the guy. Then you had the guy who's the host of McDojo Life, and the one and the one who's actually based out of China, and he's American. I think his last name is Dewey or something like that. That they all had a conference in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when we do. I'm thinking big right now. I'm thinking that we could actually try to communicate with some martial arts experts in Australia. I think I'm going to try to do this week
Yeah.
because when I was on Facebook, I did try to connect with Auckland, New Zealand before they actually said that your names is in the registry. I was actually trying to do some info for myself, so therefore I could actually relate to you.
Copy.
For some reason, there's like two things I could say that I'm good at. I'm good at reconnecting lost family members, and I'm type of good. We're relocating old masters and old systems also when it comes to the martial arts. Even though it's sombra, it took a couple of years, but I always had that in my mind. So I actually located one of his masters, who surprisingly was under Maestro Santana's students.
It be like that.
I know.
That man had an extensive karate family. Very extensive.
Yeah. Shout out to Maestro Eloy Tejada.
Was
Us. And Apolinar Piñón of the Culebra Blanca style of Kung Fu.
big shout out to all the karate masters of San Pedro, including Maestro Humberto Santana, aka Karate Twin.
Yep.
Very soon we'll be doing a part 3 of our interview with the man, the myth, the legend known as Karate Twin. I know looking forward to it. You know, everything takes time under the sun, but when it's effective.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
In music news, we have a Grammy winner.
Yeah, from
First ever. Yes, this is a guy that I personally know. Meaning that me and him, we actually met each other 2016. So I went up and I posted on my Instagram that I'm proud of you. So me and him, we had a little chat and everything. And I was like, yo, I'll always support you because, you know, it's going to be him first. And hopefully the next producer that gets his recognition will be Topo La Máscara. So I give my total respect to DJ Ghetto or Ghetto SFM because
shout out.
Shout out. Yes, Serie 23 en Alteza.
You already, man. People originally from San Pedro that we've always said it, man. San Pedro's always been on the map, but people can't see where the light is not shining. As soon as the light starts shining, everything's coming out of San Pedro. Like, oh, this, that, this. Oh, yeah. All players. Now we got everything over here.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like now, you know what the small world is? And I was at my cousin's funeral, right? And I was at my cousin's funeral. I went up and I linked up with another cousin. Shout out to my cousin Jose. So as you know, my cousin was much younger than me, but my other cousin on my mother's side, they grew up together up in Consuelo. So when he passed and everything like that, I was sad because that was my cousin. My cousin was sad because that was his best friend. Right. Long story short, when I was in Washington Heights, I linked up with I saw a guy, and he said that his brother is an up and coming rap star from Consuelo. So shout out to Wilmer Roberts. He actually came to the States. I don't know if he did shows or anything like that, but you know, I've been listening to a lot of his tracks for a while, and he's actually a good artist. He's actually on the Lápiz Consciente album Blanco, Azul Blanco Rojo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's big right there.
Um, one of the bros of my community in San Pedro is an upcoming artist that has a song with Rochi and all that.
Yeah,
Uh, his stuff is pretty hard. You know, for being an
yeah,
upcoming of music, like they're switching up the style of what people need to sound like. You know what the template is. I'm like, all right, they're doing a pretty good job.
yo, shout out to that artist that Pichardo.
All right, shout out.
Yeah, cause he's from your community too. If you know what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's a few out
Hmm.
there.
Exactly. Hopefully Friday I'll try to get Onyx B and Shimoma in the chat too.
You know, try to listen to the track Rochi and G1 Papornesio.
Yeah.
That's one of my bros.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro. I was like, oh, you're this guy. He goes, yeah. I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what's funny about it? I'm like, no, not funny like that. Like, if you're funny style. You're saying it's funny because I wasn't expecting nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a rough day today, bro. I literally had to take a nap. And
Yeah.
the only thing that woke me up was that little nagging voice in the back of my head. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get up.
Yeah. I mean today I just took it light. I just went to the gym, worked out a little bit, just did the weights, and just trying to get back into the steady grind of things. I might just go early in the morning tomorrow to the gym and just knock that out, and then do some errands, and then come back home. Yeah.
I ran an errand today for the bounce house company that I technically worked for. And,
Right.
it was sad that when I went there, the person that I wanted to see, I saw them right away, but the news that they gave me wasn't the news I wanted to hear.
Oh.
I'm like, wow, I came all this way just to get bad news. I'm like, all right, what it is. But, oh man, just people really don't understand how much the next person could be going through when it comes
Yeah.
to things. Like I had a bad day today, not necessarily because two or three things happened. I had a bad day because a lot of things got stacked up one on top of another that weren't related, but it still stacked up the pressure on me. It's like, oh,
Yeah. I mean, it is.
I'm just happy that I have a solid upbringing. So where my mind and heart is, I'm unmovable and unshakable. My mind is in a strong state. I'm not easily mentally broken. Like the Marine Corps already did that for me. I said my mind is already broken, so I can't be broken again. So
Right.
the military, at the same token, also gave me the fundamentals of what the program is and how to be able to use the program in a way that not only am I safe, but I feel safe. So,
Right.
my steps are stern. I can keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a fear in this world. Just keep going forward.
Pretty much.
So, the worst thing in the world is not being able to enjoy laying down and resting, because as soon as I lay down, it hurts. Everything hurts.
Oh, talking about relaxing and everything like that. When we're gonna do that? When we're gonna do that thing that you and I talked about behind the scenes?
Um, which part? Oh yeah, yeah. That part. Yeah. Soon, because
Uh,
it's necessary.
all right. So therefore, I'll give you like step by step on what to do, and I'll actually give you the days that this office is open and such. So, because now is that real ID that they're using and such like that. So in order for you to get to do certain things as far as traveling and such, you will need that by the end of this year, bro.
Right. They're making everything mandatory. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
Everything mandatory.
yeah. That's why I was like, yo, my boy. He was always telling me like, yo, get that real ID because I know you like to travel. I was like, all right, bet. So I went up and I got it at the end of the year, and serves me well. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, yo, Pete.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought of something. Remember what we did like Street Coast and everything like that when we were talking about your selective history and such.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe one of these days we could actually interview your father.
Nah.
Because the thing is though, the reason why I say that is that I know that there's certain things that I know that there's certain things that he can't omit. So therefore, we ain't gonna go that deep. But we're just gonna talk about like what he was, and not really so much an autobiography, but the way that you talk about your father and everything like that. I would like to speak to that man myself one of these days. But if you said no, you know better than me. So therefore, that's all I got to say.
My dad is very since my dad became a saved man, since he became a church entity, not a church person, a church entity.
Yeah.
He's left the world behind in such an extreme way where his testimony is how he talks about how God saved him from the cartels, this, that, but he doesn't talk about the community. He doesn't talk about, stuff that he may or may have not did for the community. So my dad never that part of his testimony. I don't know why.
Got you.
Maybe he doesn't want to because he's trying to forget, or maybe he doesn't want to because he did more good than bad. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to bring that up.
Right.
My dad. My dad. If we interview my dad, it's gonna be. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be short. It's gonna be simple. But I can't. I personally can't get into the details of asking him about his past life, the things that I know. It's already gone through the system. Like he already.
Yeah. I got you.
I don't want to bring my dad. Any kind of temptation of the flesh, where he's
I got you.
past, and now he has to deal with the buster demons of his past.
Yeah. That part.
My dad's a full blown prophet, bro, and it's very heart taking that man was. Anybody that knew my dad knows that man was not an easy person to deal with. So for my dad to be a pastor, a prophet, someone that goes from town to town preaching, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
People don't just transform from the night to day like that.
Exactly.
So big shout out to my pops, Pastor Rudy.
Yep.
That is very highly known in the Christian world.
Yeah, it's funny because I got a cousin with that same name too.
I mean,
he's a pastor.
Rudy's is Indian.
Oh, okay. Nah, but I got a cousin with that same name too, Rudy. Shout out to Pastor Rudy, also from San Pedro.
All right. You ever heard of this guy from Ingenio Angelina, Salvador Sabino?
The name, I've heard it thrown around. Can't really say that I know it, but I've heard it thrown around.
Yeah, he's an international pastor evangelist that is from San Pedro, goes to San Pedro, and they do campañas, all type of stuff. He's blood cousin. Right. He's one of my dad's blood cousins. And so the whole family is mixed in pretty tight. As before my family was involved with the altars and la santeria, la hechicería. Like my generation, respectfully, my generation broke that hereditary line first of my family serving altars. That stopped with me. My generation stopped that. We don't serve altars. We serve the Almighty.
Yeah, I mean, even though I was doing a lot of my own bad stuff and everything like that, I could actually say that my mom, she always told me just to stay away from that. And then when I got older, I know people that are in it, but I'm not gonna, try to dip my own foot into that because that's just not me. Even though that I have certain friends that they might be in that circle of faith or whatever, I'm not rocking with that because my parents never rocked with it, and I would never rock with it because I don't know. I just can't do it.
That's it. There are things that you can tell come from God, and then there's things that you can tell people are faking that come from God.
Yeah, that part.
No part of eating glass looks godly to me.
Or
people trying to poke
killing chickens
and stuff.
Or killing chickens and spreading his blood over you. I'm like, that's not my forte. So
there's a big religious group that does exactly what you just said, cutting chickens, cutting around.
Yeah,
the name because it's anti-Semitic, but They do it in Brooklyn all the time, and it's hilarious how it's okay for them to do this, and people don't say nothing.
Right. Yeah.
They be walking around with these special umbrellas and getting blood splattered on them. The blood is hitting the umbrella. So whatever the ritual's for is to be covered in the blood. Why are you letting it cover your umbrella? It's not actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like y'all breaking routine.
Yeah. I mean, it's ever so likely that certain people, you know, they have their belief systems or whatever have you, right? But then for this past year and everything like that, the only thing I could actually say is that of this year, at least I don't have to have a lawsuit for saying that I believe in two genders. And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, there's a lot
because
gender banning as of lately.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's be honest, right? Between, I'll say, 2021 to 2024, and maybe even before that, I'll say maybe 2016, maybe from 2008 to 2016, right? I mean, like, for the amount of stuff that you have to say, the pronouns and whatsoever, even though I'm not in a professional, my job is not really like in a super professional setting. But imagine you have to go for a person who's working in corporate, you have to learn on what pronouns on what to use and what not to use. Your job actually hanging by a thread just because you went and mentioned the wrong pronoun.
That's wild.
So yeah, they'll be like, okay, I don't know what the heck are you. Are you binary? Are you non-binary? Are you a they? Are you a tree? Are you a dog?
And just for asking,
yeah. I'm like, are you okay? So, do you identify as a rat, or do you identify as a snake? Or do you identify as a bear? Because the only thing that I could identify is that I'm a millionaire. I just don't have my money yet.
So if you're born at an airport, do you identify as an airplane or do you identify yourself as a stewardess?
I know, right?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo.
How do they call that woke logic? What's woke about that? It sounds like a fairy tale to me. It's like a fantasy.
I mean, like, for example, right? This is something I heard which is very crazy. There was a guy that went up and left his wife and his 3 children, right? So therefore, he can live out his fantasy of being that he identifies as himself as a 6-year-old girl, wearing Rapunzel as his hairstyle and stuff like that. I was like, you can't be serious.
It's at a different level. That shit's on a new level.
Yeah. All right.
trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat. Everybody ate, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, should I get?
Um, you know what's funny about I'm not a parent, right? But I went up and I said something which I guess was a guiding statement for young men growing up. I mean, I just said this, young men, if you think that you're taking your breakup hard, remember your ancestors used to go and have fist fights over females that had thicker mustaches than yours. And so far, take me and several other people, they started laughing when I actually wrote that. So, you know,
That's what it is.
pretty much.
These kids, man, all they think about is eating, bro.
Yeah.
Like the youngest teenager heard me say that I
Hmm.
need something that I haven't ate. That, everybody
Yeah.
else, he's one of the people that ate. So he heard me say, "Oh, that I needed to eat something." What about him? He said, "Hey, I have something too. I can eat something." I'm like, "Bro, serious? I'm not even supposed to be up, but you over here asking me about food. Get out of here."
Yeah. So how old these kids Spanish are? I know it's better than mine.
Spanish? Nah, nah. Not even. You can
Ah,
defend yourself. You can defend yourself. You understand Spanish. There's a difference.
yeah.
Okay, these kids are still guessing. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to
Mm,
you understand Spanish and you could speak it back. It just doesn't sound to what people would call Spanish par. But who
right.
cares if it sounds Spanish par or not? What matters is that there's understanding. You understand what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. That's it.
Exactly.
For everything else, there's Visa and MasterCard or just some respect.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I broke out in that mode because I started hanging with my own people. And since my moms and pops, they was speaking Spanish to themselves, I just went up and I caught on because there's only but so much you could actually cut on. When your mom is looking at Maria Mercedes all day, um, Luz Clarita, Maria del Barrio. What other? Oh, this other joint, El Premio Mayor. Yeah, I could actually say when I saw El Premio Mayor, that was my first time that I was like, damn, Alda Leon looks hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So I was just looking, out of the people that they didn't send back to their countries, they sent to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. Now,
And
but you heard that now anybody who's a recluse in the jails and stuff, whether they're American citizen or not, they Marco Rubio is like he wants some American criminals to be housed up in El Salvador too. I was like,
yeah, they'll learn their lesson quickly because these countries don't play. These countries are gruesome. But let me tell you something about Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. There's a naval base there. Obviously, it's the home for the Marines. The prison system that we run there is for housing criminals of
terrorists.
Criminals that have done human harm to others. So people that have broken human treating, you try to break human peace, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
This is where we house them. We house domestic terrorists here, international terrorists, whatever type of terrorists they are. So now they're taking gang members from international lines. They're taking them over there to Guantanamo as well. I don't know, bro. It's not going to bode well, because if these people were to actually get together and start coming up with some type of ideology of something, by the time they do see daylight, if their plans come to fruition, it's going to be bad.
yeah. Like for example, there was like some, I guess there was Uyghur brothers, and they got swept up because I don't know, maybe there was in a trip or something, but they was not even a part of a terrorist cell or anything, so they got swept up. And then the next thing you know, when they found out that these guys was now really, they had no terrorist connections or anything. The next thing you know, these three brothers, I don't know if they're still there in the Bahamas or Bermuda. It had to be one of those islands, but they said that they felt like they was at home. So I don't know.
80 under siege. Just when you think the situation is at rock bottom, it's going even further. Oh boy, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And then the wild thing is that Trump said that he's going to annex Palestine. I was like, I'm not even going to say it. So I'm just like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Sup, Irby?
What's good, Fatal? Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to two people that I know that they're your brothers and sister. Shout out to my homie Rich, and shout out to my homie Liz, because they both served in the Marines.
Ooh,
So I call them your brothers. Yep.
Yep. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I was looking for something. I didn't figure out. Okay, now I remember because I said it out loud. Yeah, I'm making a few posters.
All right.
And I'm looking for a few different things.
Mm-hmm.
for King of Hearts
Got you.
with a lion next to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how Google is. You type something in there and they think that you're actually trying to reference something. Or they want to show you books and stuff. It's like, bro.
Yeah. One thing I could actually say is that I had a good old time up in Chinatown on Sunday.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that stream. I definitely hit the like on that one.
Thank you, Pete.
Already.
Yep. Because last year I went up and I actually recorded, I guess, the celebration in the mall, in the Fashion District Mall. That was actually nice. I don't know if they're gonna do it this Saturday or Sunday, but as soon as I get my new camera, I'm just gonna start going and recording content. So there's gonna be some new fly content coming soon of all types. Maybe if you want to eat, I'll try to give promo to some of my favorite restaurants, or I might just do like a travel vlog type. Like, okay, like the Amtrak ride from Philadelphia to New York type things.
Sounds cool, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know, like up in Maryland, I think it's Silver Spring or something like that. They have a restaurant which is owned by Petro Macorizanos.
Okay.
So if I get the video link and everything like that, I'll shoot it to your WhatsApp.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Like I always say, man, big up to San Pedro.
Pretty much.
Big up to San Pedro.
Yo, Sir Irby, what's been going on in your state? And around where you at? Are you considering taking the martial arts, Irby? Or is just an afterthought for now? Got you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been said 100 times, 1,000 times. Martial arts is not just one thing. It's not just, oh, I know how to block, I know how to kick, I know how to punch. Martial arts plays a big role in human health and mental fortitude. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual guidance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that martial arts is the best route if we're trying to look for God. but martial arts is definitely a good route if you're trying to learn how to rid yourself of the world and not be so attached to all these earthly, ungodly things. I'm saying when you're in martial arts, you don't have time to go out in the world and practice maldoing. Like everything, every time and every moment you get, it's always practice and training. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to what we say in Spanish, pulir, which is polish. Always trying to polish something better.
Yep. Oh, talking about Guantanamo Bay. During your time in the service, did you ever go there?
Of course.
Okay, so because I've seen, I'm going to tell you because I'm ignorant, all right, and I'm not saying ignorant as okay, as I'm stupid or anything like that, but I'm just ignorant to certain things. So,
I
so the only thing that I could actually say that I've seen about Guantanamo Bay, or the only representation about Guantanamo Bay that I've seen, was on that movie, on the second movie of Harold and Kumar.
yeah, yeah, that's definitely a glimpse of something.
All right, so I don't know where they even had that joke from, but it was like I was like, I don't think that really goes on in Guantanamo Bay. But then again, I don't know because there's certain stuff that we can't even say because it's military protocol.
I mean,
And you want to know?
I'm gonna tell you in a nutshell. You know, we're from San Pedro. In San
Right,
Pedro, the National Guard, the fortress of the National Guard, it doesn't just house soldiers. There's also two major prison systems inside it. Which we know
wow,
as La Fortaleza Vieja and the Fortaleza Nueva, which is the old wing and the new wing,
right,
right? So our National Guard basically are the lookout for the prisoners. Same goes for Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay is an annexed naval base. You know what I'm saying? So that we can operate from the Caribbean seas. But
right.
we house our own prisoners. You know what I'm saying? We
All
don't have to
right.
send them nowhere else. We house them ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And the National Guard, which we don't deal with per se, they're not on base. We don't deal with them. The guards
Okay.
that protect these prisoners that we know as elite prisoners is
Hmm.
they're guarded by Marines,
All right.
and that's basically what it is. But Guantanamo Bay is another naval base. It's not. The only big deal is that we house our own prisoners. That's the only difference.
Oh yeah, I meant to say that the other representation of Guantanamo Bay was it's funny, right? Whenever they have a representation of Guantanamo Bay, right? It always has to be like a second part of a trilogy of a movie. Don't you realize that? I mean, it was like the second or the third Bad Boys that when they were fighting the drug lords and everything like that in that movie, they had a
Yeah,
scene at the end when there was at Guantanamo Bay. I was like, that. I know that certain people can't go inside it.
yeah, that's a
So
fact. That's a fact. That is a fact.
yeah. Yeah, man. All right. One question I gotta ask: when was the first time, as yourself, you saw Krav Maga? Pete.
All right, I'm back.
All right. The question I was asking was like, when was the first time with your eyes that you saw Krav Maga in motion?
Oh wow, the first time I think was probably in at one of these martial arts tournaments where it was a mixed martial arts tournament.
All right.
Back when back when saying MMA didn't mean MMA club or MMA fighting league.
All right.
You know, we were at a tournament where there were representatives of different styles: karate, kung fu, krav maga, muay thai, this, that, the third, 4 different types of jiu-jitsu, 3 different types of judo, 4 different types of kendo. I'm like, what's going on over here? And then there were certain schools that weren't competing out of their school range, but there were some schools that were
Right.
just universally fighting with everyone. Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, so big shout out to most of the karate schools that were there, because we were fighting against everyone. And most
Wow.
kung fu people only wanted to fight with the kung fu people. I'm like, that's convenient.
I mean, it's like I met with the guy that I don't know if he's still alive, but he was a Puerto Rican. He was a Puerto Rican karate master. So this is like around 2008, maybe late 2007, 2008. So me and him, we used to talk, and he was saying that when he actually got into karate, he was actually a street fighter. So when he actually went against a student, and he just used the street fighting thing, he said that was effective. But then there was like, no, this is not how you do it or whatsoever. And then that's when he learned karate, and he was saying that even the street fighter could actually, if he knows what he's doing. I was like, interesting. And this
Right.
is the guy that I guess he was second or third degree black belt.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's what it is, man. I'm gonna put emphasis back on what you were saying earlier when I walked into the show. So there's a difference between someone who likes martial arts and someone who's a master at martial arts. And in my case, I consider myself a master, but I don't walk around just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a master," blah blah blah. Because in my system, my old system, to be a master, to say you were a master, you have to be at least 5th dan or better. Saying,
right,
you've been in the system for at least 15, 20 years. Yeah, you have every right to say that you're a master of the system, but not the master of the system.
right,
Unless you become a master of a system, which in this case, what the Lord has opened up in front of me, and I have accepted the calling. We have Lions Bar Martial Arts System, which is basically, 5 systems in one.
right,
It's a traditional system, as opposed to it me calling it a modern system, even though it
all
does
right,
consider to have modern techniques.
mm-hmm,
But me being the master of my own system automatically gives me the constitution of what a tenth dan black belt is.
all right,
So I can promote anyone from 9th dan down in my system, because that's my system.
all right,
To a different system and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the 9th dan black belt." No, I'm not. It's very different.
All right.
Okay.
During that MMA, during all that all martial arts competition, did you ever in that competition? Did they even have sambo also?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's almost just another form of wrestling or grappling.
Yeah, because they said that sambo. I was actually listening to the history of sambo. It was like there was a Russian that actually he went to Japan to learn sambo. Well, he actually learned jiu-jitsu or judo. When he
Judo.
brought it back, yeah,
Yeah, it's Russian judo basically
yeah.
to its fullest extent.
And then after when he brought it back, they executed him. But his martial arts still lives on. I was like, wow.
He got executed, but his students later became instructors of the Russian military. So there's
Yeah.
sambo, and then there's combat sambo, which is the real deal Holyfield.
Yep.
Real deal Holyfield.
Hmm.
All right, found the fish right here. That was a good one. See, I even sound better now. See, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I just got a natural check right now, just blowing my nose.
Hmm. So ever since, all right, I got a question because I haven't been in New York since November. How is it? How's the ever since Trump went up and executed the deportation orders? Has New York been cleaner at least, or still the same?
Cleaner as far as what?
As okay, as you know, certain immigrant groups not causing havoc and people, I guess, not sleeping on the streets, or it's still the same.
It's still the same. But you know what it is in New York. You know, New York is a sanctuary state. It's part of
Yeah,
the state. So what's
yeah,
happening?
yeah. Philadelphia also.
What's happening
I mean,
right now? I'm sorry, brother. What's happening right
uh,
now is that they're submitting a cease to desist order that's protecting the 350,000 immigrants that migrated not too long ago.
all
Just
right,
just to not name no specific people. Um,
right.
so they're saying that protection order is about to come to cease and desist. That as soon as that protection order is done, that they're getting all kicked out. And I'm like, that's just wicked. Like, why tell these
Yep.
people, hey, come over here, we're gonna give you a chance to live the American dream. And then as soon as they come over here, they understand that the American dream is actually a nightmare.
Mm, yeah. I want to say to all my Dominicans, if you're listening, or the ones that can understand English, go to Canada. There's more opportunities for you over there.
A todos los dominicanos que están escuchando, si están teniendo problemas en Nueva York por lo que está pasando, vayan para Canadá. En Canadá no están teniendo ninguno de esos problemas. There, quickly translated.
Thank you.
Estamos aquí para proteger el pueblo, mi gente. We gotta protect ourselves. We gotta protect us if we can't protect ourselves.
Pretty much.
So after they've concluded with the violent raids, because they're just raiding people that they say are on the violent list or whatever PDF file and all this other stuff list that they have going on. As soon
Right.
as they're done and they end up getting tired, then they're going to say, all right, we're going after the people that have non-violent records. For what?
Yeah.
For what? Leave these people alone.
I mean, if you really look at it, you have certain people that are fitting an agenda, and sadly enough, you see our fellow Latinos fitting within this agenda too, thinking that they're gonna achieve something by that. And the fact is, they're getting so short. Meaning that you were just
We have a
yeah.
saying in the bar. It says, la gente cree que está acabando con el mundo y el mundo está acabando con ellos. In best translation, people think that they're taking the world in front of them and just tearing it down like a bulldozer. And what they don't understand is that the world is tearing them down like a bulldozer.
Pretty much.
So many stupid things happen that we figure people have just 2 cents of common sense. They want to do that.
Right. Like, for example, you have certain people within the mindset, right? That as you know, you have certain Latinos within our culture, the Dominican culture, that they have the idea that they want Dominican Republic to be the next Argentina.
What?
Yeah. You know what Argentina did to become the financial powerhouse that they have become, right?
I have no idea.
There was like, if you really look at it, the tango dance actually came from Afro-Argentinians.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of Afro-Argentinians left because of European migration and everything like that. So you have a group of certain Dominicans because either of the hardships that they faced here in the United States or what have you, they come with the thing that's like, if we're gonna go around and solve all of Dominican Republic's problems, we have to make it into the next Argentina. I was like, oh wow. So
DR could revolutionize and be a strong powerhouse, but it would take the community to really come together and try to reform and educate the people to be stronger minded.
yes,
That's the reason why DR hasn't pushed forward so hard. You know what I'm saying? There is a strong success rate in DR. Don't get it twisted. But that strong success rate is still getting watered down by the many that don't want to study, the many that don't want to do this, don't want to do that. If people were to actually come together, and bring forth, what it is to be, have some type of curriculum or some sort of study, it'd be crazier.
Yeah,
It would be way more advanced than what it is.
pretty much. I mean,
we got everything. We got doctors, lawyers, judges. We got everything.
me personally, I was just looking at another micronation, right, in Asia, which is actually one of the powerhouses, and I want, in my thing, I want Dominican Republic to be like that too. I want Dominican Republic to be like the next Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might as well put it on the same level of the next Wakanda.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Our resources in DR are limited. So we're not going to be the next best thing unless we come up with a new resource that the world is going to want and or need that they've never seen before.
I mean, if you actually look at it, right? Singapore, I don't know if they have a lot of natural resources, but the way that they actually became a financial powerhouse is actually amazing. So, might have to do some more, research on that.
Yep. Big.
Yep.
Yep. For sure.
Yep.
I hear Tuxedo Dog barking.
Um, I can't wait to meet Tuxedo Dog.
Right?
Yep.
Whenever you come to New York, you're free to pass by.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll shoot you a text when I'm in the city.
Copy. You already know, bro. As soon as you pull up, you're getting your first free stick lesson.
And that's what I'm waiting for, bro.
So you can leave home with the basics.
Yep.
You understand? And keep practicing those basics so they become your new common flow.
Yes.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all any system ever is and ever will be. A series of movements that after hours of well practice become a common flow. And your body just knows how to do that. You don't even have to think about it. It just happens. Done.
Yep.
I'm over here closing my eyes and picturing myself doing the old katas I used to do and thinking about how my back feels right now. It's like, wow, I can't believe I used to do that. I gotta brace myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, brace yourself. Power attack. Move slowly. Okay. Don't move too fast.
Pretty much.
But in real life, if it breaks down to it, I am gonna have to hurt myself, but it's gonna be with plan of protecting my own well-being. So yeah, I had to hurt myself a little bit to not get hurt a lot.
Right.
You know, it's either hurt myself defending myself or get myself hurt for not defending myself.
Right.
You know, and even King David said in the Bible that time that he made that sin against the city, you know, the Lord said, "All right, pick. Either you fall under the wrath of the Lord for a day, or you fall under the wrath of man for a year." He said, "I'd rather fall under the wrath of the Lord." Who is the man? Man has no mercy.
Right.
And I was like, wow, there you go. So, rather fall under the wrath of the Lord than in the wrath of man, because man has no mercy. For some
we really don't. We really don't. I mean,
we really don't. To some men,
I mean,
the answer to certain sins is, "Oh, get rid of that person." And
yeah,
the answer to most certain sins is, "Hey, stop committing that."
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like if you actually look at certain stuff, right? And what I mean by certain stuff is that you have certain people with their certain agendas or whatever you may say. So my thing is this: if a lot of people, this is like persona non grata. This is only one of the great, maybe in the Bible. I'm saying, but like in history, there was one of the greatest warriors ever. Well, even though his empire doesn't exist anymore, you gotta admit, Genghis Khan went up and he solidified his his stamp on the earth to the point that that 1.2 million men have his DNA.
The great Mongol, Genghis Khan. He was a beast. He was definitely a beast.
And I always ask this historical question: if Genghis Khan was to take over Africa, would the Africans would have fared better than they would have fared with the Europeans?
I mean, there were a few conquerors that came out of Africa that took over Europe with no problem.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't want to. You can't give too much power to people, you know.
Right. But the reason why I asked that is because, I mean, first of all, right? A lot of people, they actually get the power that they do, or the recognition that they do give Genghis Khan, right? That for a guy who's a conqueror, for all his subjects, he was actually religious. He was actually religiously tolerant. Than most.
The what?
He was tolerant of other religions.
Right. He was open-minded to other religions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely. He was a man that knew that his gift of conquer came from God. So he wanted to understand God from all aspects and faces of religion to be able to understand Him correctly.
Right.
You know, shout out to all the great conquerors that passed through the land, because it's a great feat to be able to go somewhere else and conquer a land that's not yours. It's a great feat. So, yeah, there's a huge level of sin going on. There's a lot of pride, a lot of murder, but it's still a great feat. So,
yeah.
I go back to David. You know, this was a time where, you know, the Lord gave permission to His people to defend the country by whatever means necessary. So it wasn't a sin to murder the enemies of our nation, per se.
Yes.
But times have changed. Not only has time changed, but the promise has changed. Now, just by a simple note of faith, can be a child of the Lord, as opposed to before, to be a child of the Lord, you needed to be a child born under one of the 12 tribes.
Right.
And then you got these Hebrews or Hebrew camps.
Yeah, shout out to Sawat, by the way.
Shout out to Sawat. You got these tribes saying that no, that all the tribes are separated around the world, and the Dominicans are from the tribe of Benjamin, and the Puerto Ricans are from. Nah, bro, relax yourself. Like, oh no, the tribe of Ephraim, and I'm like, how do y'all know this?
I
How do y'all?
mean,
Sure.
it was like this. I went up and I actually talked to a guy, right? So technically, Haiti and Dominican Republic, and I'm just saying this is their logic, not mine. So I went up and asked him, how did you come up with that Dominicans and Haitians are the tribe of Levi? So what he said was that between those two brothers is that is because in the Bible they did they dirt to a certain person after the sister was violated. So their personage and everything like that. That's what he said. Like he said something which is true. He's like both y'all have Christianity and both of y'all do witchcraft. I was like, wow. So therefore, that's how he came up with it. I was like, interesting. Now I'm not saying if he's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's interesting that he said that.
I mean, Israel per se has its mainland religion, which is supposed to be centered in Yahweh, the Lord of creation.
Right.
But then you have a twisted few that want to incorporate the Kabbalah, which is a form of voodoo per se. It just doesn't add up. That's not God.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, no offense to the financial protected class, but Timu, they say it's not of God either. So the reason why I say the Timu because you can't really say the real thing before you could actually get canceled here on YouTube. So it's like wow.
Oh man, there's so many things I could say that automatically would get us all canceled on YouTube. But guess what?
Yeah.
Say those things to get ourselves canceled on YouTube. We're here on YouTube to be able to bring this message of not just faith, but a message to the mind. So martial arts is a way of encountering your inner you, and by encountering your inner you, you will encounter your inner God, because God is inside all of us.
Yeah.
Back in 2 seconds.
All right. Yeah, shout out to 22 Ronin.
So I'm back like I never left.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia today, but I guess I'll have to check it out. But I saw a lot of people protesting Musk, or a lot of people having signs protesting Elon Musk. So I don't know what's going on that it affects Philadelphia, but I'm like,
I was just remembering a bar that Kodak Black said in one of his songs that brought him up. In the bar, he goes, "You don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus piece?"
yo, yeah,
That was just tough.
yeah.
Just tough. All right. Why am I getting a bunch of notifications? What's going on?
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at this alignment thing. So they announced it first that it was going to be January 21st. Now they're saying that it's going to be on February 28th.
Wow. Right after Dominican independence.
That's fine with me.
Yep.
A line just don't break my spine.
Right. Yo, Pete, have you ever been on a cruise?
2 times. Once as a kid and one in service.
All right. Yeah, I joined up on my first cruise in 2022. It was good, but coming back, I had boat sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next time but the first time going, that was good. But then when coming back to the States, it's like, because I guess it was rough currents because of that hurricane and everything like that. Because this is what happened. Me and my wife, we was up in Florida, right? We just chilled up and everything, and we just went back. The next thing you know, yeah. The next thing you know, the boat just left, and then the hurricane hit Florida. We was in the Coco Cays and we was in the Bahamas. But then the hurricane, I guess, going back and forth and such, it was just going back like, wow, to the point that it was moving the boat a little bit and all that. What the heck?
Wow.
So the next thing you know, I guess for future references, I just have to take myself the pink pills, and then I'll be alright. As soon as I took that pink pill, I was good coming back. But coming back during that storm time, That was rough. Hey, how you doing, Rocksteady?
What's going on, Rock? Amen.
Yep.
Yeah, that motion pill, it'll work the first time, but the second time it doesn't work so well because the body has a little bit of it left.
Yeah.
Your body needs a 72-hour detox from the motion pill. So if you take
Right.
it again less than 3 days, it doesn't work. That's done.
All right.
Science needs to better up that. They need to upgrade that.
Right.
Make a motion pill that's not so physically dependent, that relies the body to detox for it to be able to work again.
All right.
Sounds like a victory.
Work hard, Miss Rocksteady. Yeah, work hard, Miss Rocksteady.
Work hard.
So your neck of exactly. So how's everything doing in your neck of the woods, Rocksteady? Shredded beef enchiladas. Now, homemade Spanish rice. Oh, okay. She's actually chefing it up. That's what I like to hear. Some good food. I was like, that's what I like to hear. Some great food. I mean, there's nothing better than just what you said right there: shredded beef, enchiladas, and homemade sauce with homemade Spanish rice. That you gotta admit, that sounds good. as you should. I mean, I know how to throw down a little bit thanks to my mother and my aunts, but I want to actually do some experimentation because I see a lot of recipes on online and such. So as soon as I do that experimentation, I'm just gonna see how I could do it.
I my grandparents on both sides own either a restaurant or something similar. So,
Right.
my mom's mom and dad had a Dominican restaurant on 107th in Amsterdam.
All
Um,
right.
back in like 70 something.
Hmm.
They were there for like a good 6 or 8 years, and then they sold the restaurant to one of my aunts, who then
All right.
turned it into like a small sandwich shop and
Okay.
um, rented the other half and turned it into like a laundromat or something like that.
All right.
And next thing you knew, the laundromat people bought my aunt out of the
Oh wow.
place. Come on, Cat.
Yeah.
Come on, middle of the show. Um, and then my grandpa, my dad's dad, he had a highway restaurant right on the highway of Bonao, and from there he moved it to San Pedro.
Well then, your grandparents might have known my wife's side of the family.
Possibility.
Yeah, cause her uncle, may he rest in peace, used to own the Ferreteria de Bonao in El Centro.
Yeah, that was basically that's the grandfathered in one that's been there for years.
Yeah, so that's my wife's family.
That's cool. Nothing like cooking
That's
your
what's
own
up.
food. That's right.
Yep. My wife made some good old salmon, so that joint I messed up.
Yeah, when she cooks, she chefs up Italian stuff and you know
Yeah.
soul food,
Um,
jerky, and stuff like that.
yeah. What I want to actually try to what I have to go. I think I'm gonna have to stay like maybe 2 weeks in Dominican Republic because I have to go in and I have to learn from one of my cousins how to cook fungi because I'll be mentioning all this stuff and my wife will be like, "What is that?" I was like, "Shh, gotta go to San Pedro, babe."
I don't know, dog. Tuxedo dog is out here,
All right.
bro. I don't know. I know. All right, all
Yo,
right.
now talking about dogs, you know that there's a style of kung fu called dog style kung fu.
Yeah, I bet.
Now, when I saw that joint, I ain't gonna front. It looks practical, but it was fun.
Hey,
I
listen.
mean, yeah, I'll send you the video, love, and you'll see why I say that it's funny. So,
Do you know how
even though the
impractical monkey style is, but it's so effective?
Yep.
So it's not about what looks nice in a fight. It's what's gonna help you.
Exactly. So yeah. So when I saw how the style was performed, I was like, wow. So I was like, okay, they need to bring that to the states.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I found the perfect card to make the poster that I was looking for.
All right.
Yes. Give you a glimpse.
All right.
There is bam. Give you a glimpse of that. Also give you a glimpse of the patch for my homeboy's dojo.
All right.
It'll likely be Close Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent that to you on WhatsApp.
All right. That's good.
Or like you like to say in the background.
Basically.
Yo, send it in the background. I'll be like, WhatsApp? WhatsApp is the background? That's the background.
Yep. Yep.
What's up, cat? Meow meow what? Oh, bro. Go up the cat. Go up the cat. See her? See her? Help her. You see Moo? Help Moo. Go, help Moo. Help her. Yeah, help Moo. Yeah, help her. Oh, my dog is definitely not a rescue dog, I'll tell you that much. My dog is the one that you'd have to rescue.
Pretty much.
Yo.
I mean, my part-time dog, she was here today and then she left.
Hey, part-time dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of the perfect alias for a dog so that people don't know the real name of your dog. Oh, yeah, part-time dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to PTG.
Yep. Yeah.
PTG, by the yeah, part-time dog.
Yeah. She used to be FTD,
Yeah.
full-time dog, but then she went back to live in the hills where she has more freedom.
Yeah, man. That freedom works wonder on a dog's character and personality. I mean, they know how to behave if they're in a more enclosed setting. But when they're raised in freedom, when they're in an enclosed setting, they don't act traumatized. And when they're in an enclosed setting, it's like their mind is enclosed as well. They need that freedom just to be able to like develop their little brains inside of them.
Yep.
It's like the husky. If she had space to run, I mean, she has space to run. Obviously, this is New York.
Yeah.
If she had space to run, like that, she could just whenever she felt like running, just run where she felt like. She'd probably be way bigger, man. Because huskies are wolf dogs.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know what talking about huskies, and it ties into Don Jose. I think Don Jose's fantasy, right, is to ride in Alaska, since he loves the cold, with a couple of husky dogs.
Yeah, that's an experience. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you tried it?
Not in Alaska, but I've been on a sleigh ride with huskies before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not in Alaska, but sheesh.
Was it in Greenland? Because I know that a lot of people that they do that in Greenland also.
Nah, not in Greenland.
All right.
I did it in a little place called Euclid, Ohio.
All right.
You know, my back, my back, my backyard was faced to Lake Erie,
Wow.
and Lake Erie, when it freezes over, it has these little poles. The poles light up, letting you know that it's frozen solid, so it's safe to skate.
Hmm.
And my neighbors had came out with like 8 huskies, and they had set up a sleigh, just go, while the dogs are just pushing. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was different.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. You had. It's funny because my sister, she used to live in Ohio. Well, she went to college in Ohio. To tell you the truth,
Which college she went to?
I forgot, but it was. But I know that she was in Miami, Ohio.
Okay.
And the stories that she told me was like, yo, that she and her friend, may her friend rest in peace also. They used to go to college and everything, and the people that she used to see, while they were all cold up, bundled up and everything, you saw people who was actually treating that winter like it was a summer because they were wearing shorts and everything like that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they're used to the cold. Used to it. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Thick as skin.
Mm.
Oogie. Tuxedo doll.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just saying, like, maybe you, I know that you have more expertise than me in this field than anything. What in the times that you've worked behind radio and everything like that, what would you say would be before AI? What would you say will be like the best voice changing software?
There were programs that were developed for voice changing software and other programs that were developed for voice distortion, so that other types of programs can recognize your voice. But with all these programs coming out, people started coming out with decoders to where even if you had your voice distorted, it could undistort the voice. And you were getting caught anyway.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, not as far as the crank call and stuff. The only thing that I'm just trying to see is like, okay, like I have this channel, and then open up a faceless. So if I do a faceless, nobody will know my actual voice. So That's where I was going with that because I know that there's a lot of faceless YouTube channels, and they do their numbers.
Yeah, I bet. But the message that we bring isn't a message that we need to be faceless. So,
right. I was just saying, for like my channel, it's just like, okay, like the faceless part to be like to talk about history, etc. That's it.
oh, I mean, there's channels of people that they do stuff that you never hear their voice at all. Like these people got ChatGPT talking for them and all that. So
Yeah.
there's bad people that got channels that they're running numbers and you never hear their voice, their face ever.
Exactly.
They have stuff that people want to see. They have stuff that's either educational or entertainment.
Pretty much.
You know how many videos on YouTube are just about rain and they got millions of hits?
Yes.
Like a rain video could come out brand new tomorrow, and by the time next week is over, it'll already have 100,000 hits for no reason.
Or you want to know what's funny? It's like I went up and there was a guy that went up and did something about Dominican history on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But when you actually listen to it, it is so wrong. Like I'm like, come on.
The voice speaking sounds crazy, so it just sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the Super Bowl performance, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be epic.
Let's see what public displays of enemy worship they're going to do this time.
Oh yeah.
They went a little too far with that dark horse one when they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, Tequila, dog. Let's let the world see you for a minute.
Yeah, my cat was around here somewhere. Yeah, husky. Yeah, beautiful dog.
Yeah, that's Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you got the black cat roaming around like a ninja.
Yep.
Great time.
Black cat. Is it female or male?
Female.
All right. Yeah, because even though I have a house cat, she just don't get along with other cats because she wasn't really raised around with cats.
Right.
She was like, oh, but okay, we take like my brother-in-law takes the cat sometimes, right? Whenever me and my wife when we go on vacation, the next thing you know, my cat will be acting like a dog, all gangster and everything.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I had a cat like that was like a dog. His name was
Yeah.
Boots. But I would sit, and he would sit like a dog.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing Boots wouldn't do is fetch. Cat mouse. Yeah, these cat mouse they can't fetch nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Snow possible overnight.
Yeah. You had to put some salt in front of my house when that happens.
Yep. We'll salt all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of that is that it doesn't necessarily have to be cold for it to snow. It needs to be close to 34.
Right. That's what I was told as a kid. As long as you have precipitation, and
Yep.
it's 32, you're gonna see it snow.
Yep. Yeah, it just needs to be 34 for it to snow.
Right.
2 degrees over that, and it won't snow. That's ridiculous.
Right.
There's a lot of helicopters flying around in Harlem tonight. I know that's not.
What?
So what is?
I'm just saying. Because I'm like, helicopters, Harlem. And then on top of it, and then on top of it, in Philadelphia, I'm seeing a whole bunch of people protesting about Elon Musk. Right. I'm like, geez. I might have to see what everybody was protesting about, like on my own newsfeed. Because I saw like when I was just on the bus going to the gym, I saw a whole bunch of affluent people that didn't look like there was lawyers and such. They was actually walking around with signs. So I was like, what did Musk do now?
I heard he shut off some IRS program that's refiling, and people are outraged.
Yeah, they were saying that Trump is supposed to approve everybody who's a taxpayer to get $1,400. I'm like, hey, if it helps, it helps.
Right, that's basically
you know, yeah, you know where all my stimulus checks went to? My marriage, and that's it. It was a good investment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I was gonna have a presentation done for today for basic blocking, but
right.
The images I was looking for, I couldn't find most of them, so I'm gonna end making my own. After images, so just whatever images I can find, and then black and white them, and because I'm not trying to do any type of copyright infringement, so I want to make sure that trying to make sure I'm trying to find things that are pertaining to either systems that I've participated in, where I can say I'm a part of that family, as opposed to, finding stuff from other systems and presenting it, and I have no right because I was never a part.
Got you. That's total. That's totally understandable.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
a rapper, the rappers in the house.
Right.
Um, she's hungry, so she's going on about food, and I'm like, I'm not sure, Oh, yeah, I just remembered that she stashed, or we stashed. Yeah, I'm talking to you, mama. All right. So, well, yeah. So as far as the whole kitchen thing earlier, I'm normally the one
Uh,
that took it down.
got you.
Yeah, and you know, it comes from two different, descendancy lines. They both
Right.
grandparents on both sides own some type of restaurant or equivalent. So that quickly runs in the blood like back in the probably.
Yeah. When I went up and I did my DNA test and they said on my mom's side I was Italian, I was like, yeah. No wonder I like pasta.
No wonder you like what?
Pasta.
Yeah, go figure.
Mm.
I just can't eat the red sauce no more.
Oh, okay. You're allergic to it?
Not necessarily, but the ácido úrico, uric acid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I start getting these little water balls around my fingers, and it's uncomfortable.
Got you. Yeah, I hear you.
Like if I have a sandwich and I put a little line of ketchup just for the flavor, but if it's overwhelmed in ketchup, the ketchup will break my lips.
Got you.
Yeah. It'll mess up my palate.
Yep. Yo, Pete, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back because I have to handle something. So I'm gonna be back in a few minutes.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm here, and the presentation I wanted to do for today had to do with a few basic blocks, blocking maneuvers and techniques that help in an everyday fight or in an everyday situation. Knowing how to block is important for different reasons, obviously, but trying to block a certain type of attack, if blocked wrong, the block is useless. If blocked wrong, the attack is still going to hit you. If blocked wrong, you're still going to get hurt. So, just as important as practicing your punches and kicks, elbow strikes, knees, you need to practice your basic blocking, parrying, dodging, counter attacks and whatnot. But it all breaks down from the basics of what we call kickboxing. It all breaks down to the basics. Blocking is very fundamental when it comes to certain things, but in the way I train my students, I don't necessarily want you to block, because blocking requires you to focus on that one thing. I want you to block and counter, more like a Krav move, where you're defending yourself and striking your opponent at the same time. So where they're only thinking that they're going to strike you, they're not thinking that they're going to get hit. Here we are getting hit. So counter block attack, followed by that cross. Here comes that body hook. Here comes that uppercut. Saying that fight is over. You know what I'm saying? Or block, counter punch, into an elbow strike, into a chop to the neck. That fight is over. Saying it's enough sensors and pressure points around the neck that the right pressure chop will shock somebody into passing out. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Some people 5 seconds. And then there's people that practice and train and just don't get knocked out because they just don't. Certain nerves and pressure points only work if that nerve is working. So once the nerve gets burnt out, no matter how much they strike that nerve, it's not going to do nothing. It's burnt out. Very conclusive in what they do in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a system based off pain. So here you are, your senseis are putting you through pain receptors and all types of pain training so that when you're in a situation and someone tries to put you in pain, you don't even feel it. It's like your nerves are dead. Like, what pain? But all those dead nerves later on, when you become older, you start to feel them all. I know I'm feeling now, my mid-40s, I'm feeling now all the hardship that I went through from being in karate since I was 5. I feel all that hardship now, like, wow, feeling it. It has a lot to do with, when I started working with the bounce house companies, I wasn't necessarily training as hard. So as soon as you stop training, your body just starts to go through a process that it starts to lose all that hardcore strength and conditioning. Conditioning is so important. You don't condition your body, you're gonna easily lose a fight all because you couldn't resist a little bit of pain. You couldn't resist that punch. You couldn't resist, that kick. But guess what? You're not gonna always block everything. It happens. But at least you were able to resist it because of conditioning, iron body. That's what we always say, to train your mind to be strong. If you have an iron mind, you will have an iron body. You will have iron arms, iron fists, iron feet. Conditioning, very important. Very important. I will be right back. Let me take care of this phone call. Right. Quick. And just like that, I am back one more time. Like I always say, shout out to the listeners, followers, viewers, people that check the videos after they've been uploaded, people that share the videos, people that comment, people that hit the like. There's gonna come a time where this channel is gonna be so busy and so radiant that you guys are gonna ask questions and we're not gonna be able to answer them on the same sitcom, on the same show night.
Exactly.
So take advantage now, that we're here and available, because later, or like we always say, tomorrow's never promised. So when it gets crazy, a lot of y'all are gonna be like, "Yo, we're one of your day ones," but y'all never spoke. So now y'all have questions, and people that are coming in new and hungry are asking questions before you. Don't get mad that your question isn't getting answered accordingly.
Right.
But like I always say, whatever questions we didn't get to on the first cast, when we come back and we see the messages ourselves, we'll address those up next. It's really that simple. So as long as we have time on Earth, we have a chance to correct anything that may or may not happen.
Exactly.
Like they said in the book of Dr. Seuss in Whoville, we are here. We are here. We are here. You checked those pics out?
Oh no, I didn't yet. I didn't really have the I didn't really get the opportunity to because I had to do something around the house. So therefore, that's why I'm back. I'm gonna have the opportunity after the show is finished.
Copy.
Yeah, because my computer, it was on yeah, it was not turning on and everything, and then on top of it, the light was not turning on, so I had to get it repaired. They said it was good, but then the problem was that I guess I had like too much, space issues or whatever. So I was like, okay, so I'm about to get it tomorrow, and then we'll be back up in business.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, last year with taxes, wifey bought 2 laptops of the same type. So I'm used to it, and if something were to happen to mine, I know what to do with hers because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
So, I guess the double rule is always good to have 2 of everything.
Pretty much.
Except cats. If you have too many cats, it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing I have one. Because if I had 2 and there was a baby or something, they say that the older cats get jealous. So.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. They know they're being replaced.
Yep. But as with dogs, they ain't really that jealous. It's just that one is sometimes friskier than the other, especially when it's a male and female cat. Dogs, I mean.
Yeah, I mean there's a little more honor amongst dogs. So the older dog that's the OG per se of the house, the younger dog will try to follow. Just off the fact that they know the older dog is older.
Yeah.
I mean, puppies are puppies. They're just like kids. They're gonna do whatever they feel like they want to do. But the OG dogs, they line them up quick. They're like, yo, don't do that. Master doesn't like that. No word.
Right.
And they listen to the OGs. So it's always good to raise puppies around OGs, especially if the OGs are good dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They'll align quick without the master having to align them.
Exactly. One day I was telling my stepmother out in the Dominican Republic, right? I call myself my stepmother, even though she and my dad didn't officially get married.
Okay.
So I went up and I was like, yo, I told her, that dogs in the Dominican Republic are way smarter than the dogs in the United States? And she was like, how come? I mean, just look at it. If you look at the streets of the United States, right, and you look at the dogs, the street dogs, compared to the street dogs in the Dominican Republic, or the dogs that actually have a home, the dog is just like a civilian. They know how to cross the street. They know how to avoid they know how to avoid, how should I say, traffic or bad situations. And then on top of it, they know their way home. So therefore, you will never have to wonder like, oh, where my dog is at. Well, in the United States, it's a little different because the dog could get lost, and then you will never know where that dog will never know where its home is at. 9 times out of 10, it might be injured in a car accident or something. So the dogs in the United States versus the dogs in Dominican Republic is a different animal.
It would seem that way.
Yeah.
There's too many institutions here that will easily pick up your dog, and your dog will end up in a different state. They don't do that in DR. In DR, if your dog gets picked up by a dog catcher, it's only one office it's going to be at. So you're going to find your dog. But there's so
Yeah.
many dogs in DR that it's wild, bro. Most dog catchers don't even catch nothing. These dogs know all the secrets and tricks to the street, where to run through to hide, and all that good stuff.
Exactly. I was like, one thing I could actually say, I've seen all types of dogs. I just haven't seen a pit bull walking by itself in San Pedro. Maybe you have, but I haven't.
Nah, if you see a pit bull walking by itself in San Pedro, someone will just quickly grab it up and take it right away. It's like pit bulls are considered #1 family protectors, so they pick them up quick.
Yeah.
They pick them up quick.
Well,
So Ronan was saying something earlier about alignment, but I don't understand why they would say that it's going to be on one date and then a month later.
I know.
Like, what's the accuracy to that?
Yeah.
That's like saying Groundhog Day is February 2nd, but the Groundhog decided to come out the next day, but not on the 2nd.
Yeah. I mean, if you really look at it, Groundhog Day is a shame.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be because it's in Pennsylvania, and I've seen groundhogs. Don't get it twisted, but I don't see it during the winter. I'm like, okay, I seen the groundhog just chucking on some wood. It was not a beaver, it was a groundhog. So it was like, okay, or grass or whatever. So when the groundhog saw my brother-in-law's dog, it just ran. I was like, okay. I was like, this big rat looking animal. I was like, oh well. So the reason why I say it's a sham, right? It's like it's only for the United States. I don't see nobody doing anything like that in Europe and Asia. Because it's North America, Canada, Europe, and Eurasia and Asia, right? Or whatever that middle area is what you call Asia and Eurasia, because sometimes it gets confusing.
Okay. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Nobody's practicing certain things. It's just funny. Like, how do you make a prognosis of what's going to happen with a season based off an animal coming out of a hole?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, hey, we're gonna have they'll be like, okay, we're gonna have less days in winter, but then the next thing you know, we got like maybe 4 weeks of a blizzard.
It doesn't make sense. Oh, the groundhog came out on February 1st instead of the 2nd, but decided to not come out on the 2nd. So what does that mean?
Yeah. Like that movie Groundhog Day where Bill Murray's character had to live the same day every day.
Over and over again. Oh my gosh.
Like, that's annoying. I'm like, that's even an annoying concept, to be honest.
That's basically the concept of hell. They're saying that when you go to hell, it's not per se a torment of fire, but a torment of living your worst memory or your worst nightmare repeated over and over again.
All right. Yeah.
I got a cat pretending that it's an alarm over here.
Yep.
Cat's acting like a car alarm. Well,
Yeah.
stop.
Yep. Yeah, this cat of mine, she like whenever we have visitors, she be getting double the treats. I like when I used to go to work, or maybe my wife go to work, or somebody else. I mean, if a visitor is staying here, she be meowing for some treats. I'm like, bro, okay.
He's over there somewhere. So the missus called out from work tonight.
All right.
Talking about the Chicago and whatnot. I'm guessing I'm going to give it another 3 minutes so it can complete the 3 hours and bow out.
All right.
I've still got my routine.
Yep.
The youngest teenager has to wake up early. Got his bus. The eldest teenager gets up to leave and all this other stuff. So
Well,
I've got to supervise the kids. They will know.
hmm
Pretty much.
yep.
But when you stepped off for a minute, I was explaining about
Yeah, I heard because I have I have my how should I say my earbuds, but I was just listening while I was just doing the house, spreading the salt and everything like that. So
good deed. Yeah, so the key home basics of blocking, not just knowing how to block, but knowing when to block.
yep.
Some attacks will require you to block. Bro, if you're someone that's practicing and training, and someone throws a punch, and you're literally looking at it, and it looks like it's going a mile per hour. Okay then. I'm not just gonna dodge, counter, parry. I'm going in. And that punch is going so slow, I could wrap myself around you and just give you a German suplex that'll wake you up in the next century.
Yeah.
I might not be able to do that with my current back condition, but
Right.
my body knows how to do that move, so I might be able to do it in a way where I don't hurt myself.
Right.
The worst thing about getting German suplex is not knowing how to fall. Because if you're on the receiving end of a German suplex and you don't know how to defend your neck or
Oh
a certain way on your back, not get flat on your spine, you're
yeah.
real bad.
Yep.
OD bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. Now I'm gonna bow out.
All right.
And next week I should have that presentation ready.
Yep.
Let's see what's going on with Maestro Troy Santana,
All right.
and see if we could do the part 3 of the segment.
I'll try to reach out to Maestro Apolinar also. All
right, my brother. So
right.
as always, my people, stay woke, stay vigilant, stay safe, look both ways, never step back, not even to take impulse.
Right. Push. Well, that's all, folks. Check out Historias Urbanas on Friday, where we talk about the Dominican urban movement. And also, peace and blessings to all the listeners, to all the future listeners, and to all the martial artists worldwide. Push.